Before his death at the age of 34 on Saturday, Aaron Carter lived a life full of extraordinary highs and dark lows. Born in 1987 to Mom Jane and Dad Bob, the singer became a global superstar when he released his self-titled debut album at the age of 10. In 2000, he released his second album, Aaron's Party Come Get It, which spawned hits including the title track, That's How I Beat Shaq, and his cover of the Strangelove's I Want Candy. Before embarking on his first solo tour in 2000, he opened on tour for his older brother Nick Carter's and the Backstreet Boys and for Britney Spears. The young multi-hyphenate was also an actor, appearing as himself in such shows as Lizzie McGuire and Sabrina the Teenage Witch, as well as roles in Seventh Heaven and the movies Fat Albert, Pop Star, and Supercross. My mom and dad did a really good job, Carter said of his childhood stardom in 2018. When I grew up, I had a bodyguard outside my door. I wasn't allowed to party. I wasn't allowed to do anything. As soon as I got, like, 17 years old, 16 years old, I started being very rebellious. At the age of 18 in 2006, Carter proposed to Playboy model Carrie Ann Pinich on stage at Las Vegas Palms Casino Resort, in front of a crowd of 200 gathered for the Playboy comedy tour. However, just 6 days later, they made a mutual decision to call it off. He's really young and just needs to get his act together, Pinich told People at the time. I don't know what's going on right now. We're friends and maybe we'll get back together sometime. We haven't ruled out getting back together. The same year, Carter and Nick, 42, faced off in a fist fight before the premiere of their reality show, House of Carters, which also featured their parents and other 3 siblings, Bobby Jean, Leslie, who died of an overdose at the age of 25 in 2012, and Angel. We've had some very tough times, Bob said in 2008. In 2008, police in Texas pulled Carter over for speeding and arrested him after finding more than 2 ounces of marijuana in his vehicle. On his way to Florida bringing his 2 dogs to live on a large ranch, Aaron Carter was detained today in Texas by a trooper for exceeding the speed limit by 5 miles per hour, Carter's manager said in a statement. A search revealed a small amount of marijuana, a misdemeanor in the state. He is posting bail and will return to Los Angeles. He sincerely regrets any embarrassment this caused to his family, friends, and fans. Bob told People at the time that he hoped the arrest would serve as a wake-up call. Aaron has always thought he was invincible, he said. Sometimes it takes a knock in the head to get people back on track. I hope that's what happens here. Carter went on to compete on season 9 of Dancing with the Stars in 2009. Coming in 5th with partner Karina Smirnoff. By January 2011, Carter's manager, Johnny Wright, announced that the singer had checked into the Betty Ford Center in Rancho Mirage, Calif, to heal some emotional and spiritual issues he was dealing with. Soon after entering the facility, Carter shared a message to his fans via social media. The main thing in life is not to be afraid of being human. On February 10, 2011, he was released after completing a month-long stay. On November 22, 2013, news broke that Carter filed a bankruptcy petition to cover more than $3.5 million worth of debt, including $30,000 worth of credit card bills. However, his publicist at the time, Steve Honig, had an optimistic take on the matter. This is not a negative thing, he told CNN. It's actually very positive. It's him doing what he needs to do to move forward. His debts included $1.3 million in back taxes from his 2003 income, when he was a 16-year-old pop star. The matter and the bills were resolved in 2014. 2 months after his father died of a heart attack in May 2017, Carter was pulled over again in Habersham County, Georgia, and charged with driving under the influence, possession of less than 1 ounce of marijuana, and possession of drug-related objects. TMZ reported at the time that he refused to undergo breathalyzer and drug test to determine whether he was driving under the influence. He was booked on $4,610 bond. Carter professed his innocence of all charges and claimed he was targeted by police because he was famous. According to his statement, he was at an AutoZone in Georgia to fix a tire that was out of alignment on his car when police officers arrested him with aggression. He added that he has a license for medical marijuana for his anxiety and feels he was marked due to his fame. Nick shared a message to his younger brother on Twitter following news of the incident. "To my brother, I love you no matter what, and if you feel the need to reach for help, I am here and willing to help you get better," he wrote. "Family isn't always easy, but we're all here for you." In a public statement posted on Twitter, Carter made it clear that he didn't think his brother went about the situation in the right way. "If my own blood truly cared about my well-being, why wouldn't he call me directly and have a conversation instead of making this about him through a very public forum?" He said in the statement, "That's not cool at all to use me for his PR and kick me while I am down. I love my family despite it through thick and thin." Carter's rep at the time, Jonathan Ward, told People that he was reachable by his family, whom he loves at any time. "Nick and Lauren have his number. It hasn't changed," he said. "He doesn't feel it was proper what happened. You don't reach out through Twitter." In a lengthy public letter posted to Twitter on August 5, 2017, Carter revealed something that had been weighing on my chest for nearly half my life: his bisexuality. "I grew up in this entertainment industry at a very young age, and when I was around 13 years old I started to find boys and girls attractive," he wrote. As a younger teenager, he famously had relationships with Lindsay Lohan and Hilary Duff. But at 17 years old he said he had an experience with a male that I had an attraction to, who I also worked with and grew up with. Less than a day after Carter opened up about his bisexuality, news broke that he and Madison Parker had ended their relationship. Then in March 2018, Carter said that his statement regarding his sexuality had been misconstrued. "It was more so just a story that happened when I was like 17 with somebody. And I can find men and women attractive, but when it comes down to it, I think it was a little misconstrued," Carter told Hollywood Life. "I see myself being with a woman and having kids. I want to have a family." He clarified, "I keep telling people that I don't want it to be misconstrued too much just because I was open about a story." A month after posting his note about his bisexuality in 2017, Carter checked into rehab following a number of police welfare checks at his Florida home. Aaron has decided to enter a facility to improve his health and work on his overall wellness. Honig told People he is going to do this privately and focus all his attention on being the best person and performer possible. He is grateful for the support and love from his fans and looks forward to coming back stronger than ever before. "Only I can change my life," Carter tweeted as news broke. "No one can do it for me." In 2018, Carter opened up to People about the rock bottom that led to his rehab stay. "I definitely felt like I hit a rock bottom personally and emotionally," he said. "I started getting really stressed out about things like my relationship or the expectations people had for me, and then I just stopped eating. That's when I thought this is a time for me to really go take some time and do some self-healing." Carter was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder stemming from the sudden deaths of his father and sister Leslie. "It was just one punch after the next," he said while in the treatment facility, "and it's something that I'm still learning a lot about," he said. "I find myself getting into those moments where randomly I just want to cry. It's difficult, I'm not going to lie." After the stay, he said he felt a noticeable difference. "It's amazing to see what happened when I just took some time off for myself, looked around and found ways to appreciate life," he said. "I've seen a huge change in myself and my attitude and my demeanor and my morale. It's beautiful." Aaron Carter shares sweet photo cuddling with newborn son Prince, skin to skin before bedtime. Carter said at the time he was focusing on the positives in his life, including Ulv, his first album in 15 years. "I'm happy that I came out on the other side," he said. "I was a very happy baby growing up. Now I just want to have fun, be healthy, mind, body, soul, emotions, all of those things, and really be responsible for my own actions too. He also said he was getting better at tuning out the naysayers, many of whom accused him of abusing hard drugs while he was at his lowest weight of 115 pounds. I've never even touched any of those drugs, he insisted. It's just not a part of who I am. People trying to paint this picture, it's just really defaming. It hurts. They would never talk to me like that in person. On a September 2019 episode of The Doctors, Carter got candid again about his mental health struggles. The official diagnosis is that I suffer from multiple personality disorder, schizophrenia, acute anxiety. I'm manic depressive, he said. I'm prescribed to Xanax, Seroquel, gabapentin, hydroxyzine, trazodone, omeprazole. Carter also held up a large bag of prescription drugs for host Dr. Travis Stork and co-host Dr. Judy Ho, giving viewers a scale of how many medications he has to take. This is my reality, he said. I have nothing to hide. Later, the show revealed the results of his drug test, with Dr. Stork telling Carter that his urine tested positive for marijuana, extended opiates, hydrocodone as an example, and benzodiazepine, the last of which could be explained by one of the medications the singer had been prescribed to treat his multiple personality disorder, schizophrenia, and acute anxiety. Although Carter was initially shocked that he tested positive for opiates, maintaining that he hadn't used any since 2017, when he checked himself into rehab, he remembered that he had been prescribed hydrocodone when he recently had work done on his teeth. Oh no, I did. I got my teeth done. I got 6 crowns. So I had to take hydrocodone, he recalled. Carter also used his time on the show to urge his mother to get help for her drinking addiction. He shared that when he was last on the show 2 years ago, the doctors saved his life, and he now wants that for his mom. During part 2 of his appearance on The Doctors, Carter shared for the very first time that he was addicted to huffing, and that his late sister Leslie was the one who introduced it to him. Started when I was about 16, he said, noting that he didn't really touch it until I was about 23, right after I did Dancing with the Stars. And I started going to Staples and Office Depot and different places, buying it with cash, so it wouldn't be reported on receipts or anything like that, so no one could trace me. I was huffing because I was really effing stupid and sad, but this is really no excuse, he admitted. I was huffing because I'm a drug addict. Carter went on to share that the last time he huffed was after he first went to rehab in 2017, and that after he relapsed immediately he drove back to seek additional treatment. That's my truth, he said. I can say I've been through hell and back, and I'm here to stay. The same month as Carter's doctor's appearance, Nick tweeted that he and his sister Angel had filed a restraining order against Carter, claiming that he had threatened to kill Nick's pregnant wife and unborn child. After careful consideration, my sister Angel and I regret that we were required to seek restraining order against our brother Aaron today, he wrote. We were left with no choice but to take every measure possible to protect ourselves and our family. Nick shared that he still loves Carter and hopes he gets the proper treatment he needs before any harm comes to himself or anyone else. Carter reacted to the restraining order on Twitter the same day, sharing, "So my brother just got a restraining order against me, and I was just served LOL. Take care, Nick Carter, we're done for life," he continued. I haven't seen him in 4 years, and I don't intend to. I am astounded at the accusations being made against me, and I do not wish harm to anyone, especially my family. He later returned to Twitter to also accuse Nick of being violent with several women, and revealed that he had loaned Nick $100,000 when he was almost broke, and this is the thank you. In November 2019, a Los Angeles court extended the domestic violence restraining order Angel filed against Carter through 2020. Aaron Carter claims twin sister lead in court as restraining order is extended. I'm devastated. With the order, Carter was not allowed to come within 100 yards of Angel and her husband Corey Conrad, as well as their place of business and their home. Angel had previously claimed in court documents that Carter had threatened the lives of her, Conrad, and their daughter Harper during a phone call. She said he allegedly told her, "I have people that would come and harm you." On social media, Carter said he was devastated by the ordeal with his family. In January 2020, Carter went Instagram official with Melanie Martin. At the time, he shared a photo of them together, which has since been deleted, with the caption, she loves me not. She woke me up from napping, but I'm not complaining." Aaron Carter and Melanie Martin. Aaron Carter and Melanie Martin. Melanie Martin Instagram. In June of that year, Carter announced that he and Martin were engaged, posting a photo of a sparkling ring on her left hand. Though the couple split 1 week after the birth of their son Prince in November 2021, they reconciled by that December. Then, in February 2022, they called it quits once again. "My relationship has come to a point where we have to part ways. Please respect my privacy at this time. Thank you," Carter tweeted. Days before he was found dead at his house in Lancaster, California, Carter was pulled over for suspicion of DUI on Tuesday, but officers found that he wasn't under the influence after conducting a field sobriety test, according to TMZ. Despite his years of ups and downs, Carter never lost hope that he'd find stability.
Thanks for watching Music Stories. For the latest music videos, subscribe to our channel and leave a comment if you enjoyed the video.